Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can change a screen on a broken iPhone. In this specific video I'll be using an iPhone 7, but because iPhones are very similar, you could probably use this to change a screen on different models too. In order to change a screen, you'll need 3 screwdrivers, or maybe 2 depending on which model of iPhone you have, a pair of fine tweezers, a razor blade, and of course your new screen. To begin, we'll shut down the iPhone. Once this is done, all iPhones use the same type of screwdriver with the bottom 2 screws located next to the charging port. As long as you can keep all your screws organized, this repair should be fairly easy to complete. Now, using a razor blade, you want to separate the screen from the iPhone. Be careful not to stick the blade in too far, but with a simple prying motion, you should be able to separate the iPhone screen and create a gap, like so. What you want to do is insert a nail into that gap and then slowly move your nail across the phone screen on both sides. If this is the first time that iPhone is being opened, it will be a bit difficult as there is water resistant glue on the sides. Now you want to separate the phone screen from the phone by pulling it down slightly, and you should see it separate from the top here. Now if you've got an iPhone 7 and above, it will open up like a book, and if you've got an iPhone 6 and below, it should open up this way. I'm going to slowly open this. Now inside the iPhone there are 2 plates you need to remove. This is one of them and this is another one. This one uses plus screws, whereas this one uses tri-point screws. Once this bottom panel is removed, put it along with the screws safely and unplug the battery. The battery is this larger connector right here, and you'll be able to tell because there will be a small ribbon cable connecting it to the battery. Just going to pry underneath with a fingernail and disconnect it. Now we're going to remove this panel. For this we'll need a plus screwdriver, be sure to keep the screws separate as they're different sizes. Now time to disconnect the screen. Using a fingernail, disconnect the screen and you should hear a small pop as each cable comes out of the connector. There might also be some adhesive holding it to the phone, which you can just pull away. And now it's time to prepare the new screen and transfer some components over. Components you need to transfer over are the fingerprint scanner and the camera assembly, as well as a plate that goes on the back of the screen. To do this, we're going to start by removing the bottom fingerprint scanner. There are 3 screws on this, and on some older iPhone models there might be only 2. Again, keep the screws separate and the plate along with it, as the screws are different sizes. Now to remove the fingerprint sensor, you need to disconnect this cable connecting it to the screen. So again, use a fingernail and disconnect the 2. Now you can use your tweezers and carefully put your tweezers underneath this cable to pry it up from the screen. With an iPhone 7, the fingerprint sensor feeds through the front like this. However, on older models such as the iPhone 6 and 5S, the fingerprint scanner would come off from the back like so. Next, we'll remove the camera and speaker assembly. So this assembly has 6 screws in total, 3 longer ones that go here, and then 3 shorter ones which go here. Then you can remove the speaker, and then using a pair of tweezers we can carefully remove the camera. Now the final step with our old screen is to remove this metal panel. To do that, there are just 6 screws that you can remove using a tri-point screwdriver. In order to transfer these components to our new screen, we just need to follow what we just did in reverse. So I'm going to take our new screen, and we're just going to do exactly what we just did, but in reverse order. First, we're going to start with the panel, then fix on the camera and speaker assembly, and then attach the fingerprint sensors. Now we'll do the camera assembly. We'll just take this ribbon. There are 2 plastic studs here and here, which align with the 2 holes on this camera. Just going to press it in and align it with the 2 studs. You can also see here that there is a little metal bracket that aligns with the screw hole. Now, time for the speaker. You can see there's 4 springs here which align with 4 contacts there. This always goes underneath the camera. The camera goes over top, and there is a little plastic bracket right here that this camera slides into. Now we can get the bracket. There's a square part here which aligns with the camera, and we just need to put all the screws back in. So the 3 longer screws go here, here, and here. Okay, and now time for the fingerprint scanner. So on an iPhone 7 and above, this just feeds through the front, and it'll be flush with the front. There is also a small connector here which has to be lifted up. So just like that. We can just clip this into place. And now you can attach the plate. The small black plastic part that sticks out here goes on top of the home button. Once this is done, we can connect it to an iPhone and give it a quick test to see if everything works. Begin by connecting these 2 right here. Just align the connector and push, and you should hear a small snap sound as the connector clicks in. If it doesn't, just lift it back up and try again by realigning it. Don't press too hard as you might damage the connector. Then connect the battery. Like so. And power it on. If all went well, you should see an Apple logo. Press the home button and make sure the touch works fully from top to bottom. Once you've confirmed it does, power off the phone again. We can install these panels and then we can close up the phone. Start with the larger one. The screws for this are all the same besides this one, which is longer than the rest. So we'll begin with that one. Once that's done, you can do this top panel. Make sure it's aligned properly, and you can just slide it into place. Now it's time to seal up the iPhone. So at the top there are 3 clips. These get clipped in first, and then you can apply pressure at the edges of the screen to click it shut. If there are small pieces of adhesive, simply pull them away. Now for the last 2 screws. And there we have it. A broken iPhone is now a fixed working iPhone. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.